Hey guys, this is HD, and I'm here to bring you guys a broadcast game between none other than TheLittleOne. That is right, he has changed his name to Liquid TLO after joining the Liquid clan. His opponent is going to be Strelok, so it is going to be a Terran versus Protoss. I notice I haven't really focused that much on European high-level gamers, and Strelok is definitely one of the top-tier Terran players in Europe. He's very, very good, and I think this game was played in the ESL. Don't quote me on that, but I do believe it was played in some high-profile tournament. So it is going to be TheLittleOne versus Strelok. I'm going to go ahead and pause and go ahead and set the health bars to selected. I've had that, requested by popular demand. So TheLittleOne has spawned here as Protoss. He is going to be blue Toss. Strelok, of course, going to be red Terran. And I'm not too familiar with the PvT matchup. As you guys all know, I do play Zerg mostly. And that's one thing that I've actually been thinking about working on a little bit more, is playing random and not playing Zerg so much, so that I can understand the intricacy and the detail behind Terran and Protoss just a little bit more, especially when they match against each other. But anyways, I'll try to give you guys the best commentary possible. TheLittleOne here is not going to wall off. So looks like he's just going to throw his gateway inside the base. And Terran versus Protoss, especially on this map, I think is going to favor the Terran player, because he's going to be able to control the expansions very, very easily, on top of the fact that he can actually drop off units right here at the natural expansion and harass the Nexus. And I've actually seen Thorship being used, especially by Pain User, quite a bit against Protoss players as well. So that's a definite possibility. We'll see what Strelok decides to do. Both players here moving out with their initial scouting workers. Now keep in mind that this game is pre-patch, I believe it's pre-patch 11. I'm not quite too sure, but of course right now we are in downtime of beta. There is no games to cast, so these were pre-casted in anticipation of the downtime. So this is definitely one of the older games, but nonetheless, I think it's going to be a pretty good, pretty epic battle between these two top Terran and Protoss players. Or should I say, TheLittleOne's actually random. Looks like he's thrown down a fast Cybercore and has got one gas mining right here. I think a possibility for the Protoss players actually get a Void Ray, and this is before the Void Ray got nerfed, the range got nerfed by 1. And Void Rays are pretty darn strong, especially against Terran. The effect that a Void Ray has if you're a Terran player is it keeps your troops contained in your base. You don't want to move out because you're going to fear the Void Ray coming in and just, wrecking your day, killing all the SCVs, killing the command center. That's not what you want if you're Strelok. So the nice thing is, well, he's actually backing his scouting SCV out. So I thought he might have left it in there for a little bit longer just to see exactly what's going up. But it looks like Warp Gate's on the way, and we don't quite know what tech is going to come out yet for TheLittleOne. Let's see if he tries to go a Void Ray. He might just try to do some kind of a 4-gate and throw down 3 more gateways, but I don't think that's going to be what we're going to see here, as he's actually going to chrono boost the Warp Gate technology, but he's already got some forces coming out of this first gateway. And I don't think he's going to be able to do any damage because of this wall. He does have some Marauders, Strelok that is, has some Marauders kind of just moving around the base, huffing and puffing their way around. They really need to put the Marauder on a diet. Man, that guy looks fat. I gotta take those little bit of a sip here and there because I'm on a commentary roll right now. I think I've casted 4 games in a row, at least pre-casted for the downtime, so you guys will have to excuse me. I do take drinks every now and then. Looks like we are gonna see 2 more gateways being thrown up here, so a 4-gate is definitely not out of the realm of possibility, but TheLittleOne likewise could throw down a Robo Bay and go 3-gate Robo here. And so we'll see what he tries to do. He does have the Warp Gate technology on the way, and he's also researching Hallucination. It's going to come right after Warp Gates. These 2 Stalkers I don't think are going to be able to do enough damage. There's a 3rd, but I think Strelok is going to back out. So both players here are playing pretty conservatively, and we're seeing a Twilight Council go up for TheLittleOne. So I think the Twilight Council possibly going to be to get more Stalkers, and probably going to be to research Blink. Zealots are definitely a possibility because charging Zealots do counter the Marauder's slow pretty well as well. We'll see though, Hallucination now being chrono boosted. Let's take a look back at Strelok's base. Meanwhile, he's thrown up an armory and a starport. He does have the factory with the tech lab. Is he going to go for a Thor ship is the question here, because I can't really think of any other reason why you throw up a fast armory. And I gotta assume it's going to be a Thor ship. There's going to be a starport coming out here to get the drop ship. And as soon as this armory is done, we're probably going to see a Thor. Supply depot is being constructed here. Both players still on one base, as the little one works on these rocks to open up that expansion. Let's see what kind of upgrade he's getting at the Twilight Council. He is getting charged for his Zealots. A good decision to deal with those Marauders and their concussive grenades. When those Zealots can charge in there, those Marauders do go down pretty quickly to Zealots. Meanwhile, it looks like a probe went down there or something, not quite sure. What do we have here? A Thor is on the way, and we do have a dropship on the way as well, so we are going to be seeing the dropship coming here from Strelok. And if this was any other game, if I had casted this maybe a month before, I would have said, hey, Thor ship, that should be used against Zerg. I don't think that's great against Protoss, but no. Pain User has actually proven me wrong, and Thor ship is definitely a viable possibility against Protoss players. Nice snipe there from Strelok, taking out that hallucinated Phoenix, only getting two shots off, and then the Phoenix goes down. It does get the critical scouting information though, so I think the little one is feeling comfortable with the army sizes for both players, and I think he's going to make some early pressure here. He does have 58 supply worth of units, whereas Strelok's got 51. So Strelok is a little bit behind. You can see his army is just slightly smaller, but this siege tank is going to be critical. Now, what the little one is trying to do, I think, is he's going to try to keep Strelok on one base, because when he went in with that Phoenix, he did see the command center. So he knows that's going to float up and lift off at some point. And usually Terran players do float and take this high ground expansion because that's the safest. So I like what the little one is doing here. He's destroying these rocks, and he's going to be able to open access to attack this expansion when it does go up. Another hallucinated Phoenix there. We do have a sneaky gold expansion coming up for the little one as well. So I think the little one is in a good position. He is going to be able to creep up in here, and the problem is Strelok cannot come to defend this expansion. This is going to force the command center to lift off. Ooh, that sucks. So he's not going to get any mining there at all, and the sentries bring out another hallucinated Phoenix. They don't do any damage, but they are going to provide critical scouting information for the entire game right here. And I think the little one's thinking about taking down these rocks. If he can take down these rocks, it's going to be huge. He's going to open up this back door right into Strelok's base. But at the same time, he's also going to allow Strelok's forces to come and defend this natural if he decides to take that expansion. Now the Zealots with charge moving in. Oh, I don't know about that force field. They're actually kind of blocked off the Zealots. The Zealots need to get in range of the siege tanks. The Stalker's also trying to snipe out the siege tanks as well. This group of infantry doing tons of damage. The Thor is going berserker status, and wow, that was not a good attack for the little one. Close to taking down that siege tank. That didn't work out too well for TLO, and Strelok here is in a bit of a